Hi, today we'll be deconstructing the meaning behind mechanics in a game called Inside. Inside is a 2.5D narrative-driven platformer combining intense action with challenging puzzles. Within this game, we have found 7 kinds of mechanics. We'll be showing gameplay footage examples of each of the different mechanics and explaining the meaning behind the mechanics within the context of a design intent. The 7 mechanics we found are platforming, which is basic movement including running, jumping, and climbing. Puzzles, which are environmental puzzles that require manipulation of objects and timing. Stealth, avoiding detection by enemies and surveillance. Physics-based interactions, which are moving and interact objects within the environment. We have swimming, which is navigating underwater sections including diving and surfacing. Mind control, to use devices to control other character to solve puzzles, and finally timing and precision, using precise timing for avoiding hazards and navigating traps. Firstly, we'll be talking about platforming. In Inside, the player often faces challenges and puzzles on how to get from point A to point B. The meaning of this mechanic, we feel, is to represent the physical journey of the player and the struggles of how to reach their destination. It also helps challenge the players to coordinate and their timing skills. Secondly, puzzle. There are many different puzzles in the game, which often include collaborations with other mechanics. For example, the player might face a wall and has to find a way to scale it. The meaning of this mechanic is to represent problems presented to the player, which you have a defined solution that the player has to figure out. Although this reduces player agency, since they usually only offer a single solution, they add depth and variety to the gameplay and often require logic and observation. Next, we have stealth. It is very prevalent that in other games like Assassin's Creed and Deus Ex, this mechanic creates attention and suspense, encouraging players to plan and strategize. This signifies to the player the danger and unknown element within the game. It makes the player feel on edge since they know that the boy, the player character, is usually being hunted. The players know that inside, you are the prey, not the predator. The fourth mechanic is a physics-based interactions, things like pushing and pulling objects, using momentum, breaking walls with other damping objects, and objects-based traps like rolling barrels. With more realistic physics, it makes the game feel more immersive and dynamic. It allows players for creative problem solving and experimentation. It could signify the player's ties to the real world, and it makes the game more relatable and immersive for the player. Moving on, another frequent mechanic inside is swimming. Throughout the game, the player will come across large bodies of water that can be traversed either by swimming or operating a submersible-like vehicle. It changes the movement dynamics, tying back to the other mechanics like puzzles, stealth, and physics-based interaction. This mechanic means that not all roads are stable and solid. The player has to adapt and walk on different roads in order to reach their destination. On the other hand, Inside incorporates a rather unique mechanic in mind control. In the game, the player is able to control other zombies that move in the same directions and perform actions simultaneously. The unique mechanic allows for an innovative puzzle design and encourages players to experiment with controlling multiple characters. This mechanic could signify a jab at mindless corporate drones, or being part of the majority, influenced by others and blindly following the crowd. Lastly, the 7th mechanic is all about timing and precision. There are many challenges involving timing and precision that keeps players engaged by testing their reflexes and accuracy. These mechanics add tension and reward skillful play. The meaning behind this mechanic could signify the visual appearance of the player character. A youth is often assumed to be quick and have good reflexes and resourcefulness. It fleshes out the boy and feels relatable to players despite the player character not having a name. And that's the end of our deconstruction of meaning of the mechanics in the game Inside. It offers an exciting yet dark, somber platforming and puzzle solving adventure. With a great soundtrack and impressive ambience, we recommend you check it out. It has a free demo on Steam. Thanks for watching.